is the painful karma that God will give to narcissists, and they will even suffer until the afterlife. Do you feel as though you have been exploited and mistreated by an individual who appeared to derive delight from your suffering? You are not alone in experiencing this. Throughout your relationship with the narcissist, you felt as though you poured your entire being into it and were constantly striving for their approbation. Despite your sincere efforts to maintain fairness, they persisted in mistreating you and exploiting your words and emotions. They believed that by making light of you, they could avoid repercussions. They might have even forgotten a portion of the heinous things they did to you due to their preoccupation with themselves. It was more essential to them that you endure suffering than that they experience a rush or gain a sense of power. We recognize the detrimental nature of such relationships and are therefore prepared to offer assistance. Weekly one-on-one communication with our staff begins at just $1. We will guide you through the process of recovering from narcissistic abuse during these individualized sessions. Proceed by clicking the hyperlink provided in the following text to initiate the process of regaining your strength and tranquility. We will collaborate to ensure that your future relationships are stronger and more harmonious. Narcissists took pleasure in placing you in perilous circumstances and then observing you struggle to recover from the poor treatment you received. Everything was informed of how devastated you were. They ridiculed you. They made mockery of you and commented on how depressed you appeared, and they delighted in the antics. They found it amusing to learn that they were the ones responsible for your mishap. In fact, it made them quite pleased. They enjoyed themselves tremendously with it. They felt good about themselves as they recounted to everyone how they had eliminated you. They derived great consolation from the fact that you were open about your suffering, as it filled them with pride. However, there is one thing that narcissists fail to comprehend: the role that retribution will play in your retaliation, because misfortune tends to resurface and torment one. It might be an even worse situation than the manner in which they treated you. They will eventually begin to experience the suffering that they inflicted upon you. They will ultimately be destroyed by karma. Although its arrival may not be immediately apparent, one can be certain that it will eventually materialize. They may believe they are immune to the repercussions of their treatment of you and the numerous wrongs they committed against you, but they will soon be caught off guard. This is due to their frailty. Despite inflicting so much pain upon you, they never attempted to reconcile the situation. They never took any action to improve the situation. They believed they could shirk responsibility for the pandemonium they had created by abandoning you in the midst of it. At this point, karma begins to manifest itself. It may momentarily gratify them for enduring what you have endured, but ultimately it will prove futile and result in their demise. They are fully cognizant of their wrongdoing towards you. However, they have made no effort to rectify the situation. They never returned to confront the repercussions of their actions. They had no regard for the welfare of others. They had no remorse for the harm they inflicted upon you. During this time, they will experience an abundance of misfortune. They will experience a sense of tranquility as they will believe they were able to get away with their treatment of you, and they will believe they are capable of doing the same to others, since they did not receive repercussions for their behavior. Although they will understand precisely why they are struck by karma, they will be unwilling to confront the truth. They will consider their treatment of you to be acceptable. Furthermore, if that fails, they will fabricate justifications for why they must endure the suffering they inflicted upon you. They will attribute their problems to you, just as they will attribute their difficulties to others besides themselves. It is a direct consequence of their actions. Because of what they did to you, it occurred. Thus, when karma turns against them, it will serve to your advantage and cause them harm. It will severely harm them, and you will begin to observe the consequences in their behavior. The repercussions of everything they did wrong to you will return to haunt them. You will ultimately witness the administration of justice, and everything will be in your favor. You will observe them seeking alternative means to obtain what they require, such as aid-seeking and receptive individuals. Narcissists abhor that which is to be alone. They consider it crucial to surround themselves with individuals who will shield them from retribution. However, this facade can only endure for a limited duration before karma manifests itself. They may appear to be gaining an advantage and have managed to get away with everything. But there is a caveat to that. Narcissists are only capable of feigning happiness and prosperity momentarily. You have personally observed it. A narcissist shatters any initiative to establish a new connection with another individual. They will perpetually be destined for this destiny due to their refusal to accept accountability for their negative deeds. Due to the fact that they never apologize, you have become entangled with them. They initially led you to believe they were one type of individual, but ultimately they revealed their true nature. You were, unbeknownst to them at the time, temporarily shielding them from the negative energy that they had generated. However, you quickly realized that you were merely an additional link in the chain, a series of unfavorable events that have persisted throughout their entire lifetimes. You deduced that the subsequent individual they encountered constituted an additional link in that chain. You were aware that they lacked the capability to escape the cycle of negative karma. It ultimately delivered the justice that you sought. You arrived at the realization that their actions towards you were essentially unrelated to you. It was entirely about them attempting to escape fate once more. You were merely an escape route for them from what was inevitably going to occur to them. Having returned your attention to yourself, reconstructed your life without them, and collected every fragment, you will notice that good fortune is proliferating in your vicinity. Negative destiny, on the other hand, will perpetually pursue, observe, and scrutinize them, as well as track their every action. We appreciate your viewing. I sincerely hope that this film elucidates the ways in which karma impacts our lives and how our actions result in a reciprocal exchange. Keep your hearing and eyes peeled, be courageous, and live your best life today in the interim. Greetings, and thank you for taking the time to view an additional video. Your ongoing support is extremely valuable to me. We should promptly proceed to the main topic, as I consider it to be a significant subject that has piqued the interest of many of you. Today's discussion will center on the moment a narcissist discerns that you have completed the final discard and will not be returning. Prepare yourselves for an unforeseen development at this pivotal moment. Comprehending the characteristics of narcissists is essential for effectively managing these difficult circumstances. Narcissists generally refrain from instigating the ultimate discard, instead favoring the supply to arrive at that determination. This is due to their inherent inclination towards control, as ceding authority over their supply chains contradicts their fundamental character. Their objective is to retain power and authority over individuals whom they have previously manipulated and controlled. Furthermore, it is not uncommon for narcissists to endeavor to form a narcissistic harem, a group of individuals who are perpetually at their disposal to provide support or a support system when necessary. Narcissists, who are inherently codependent and perpetually seek a source of supply to bolster their ego and sense of self-worth, exhibit this behavior frequently. Due to their codependent nature and perpetual desire for provision, the probability of a narcissist carrying out a final abandon is exceedingly minimal. The situation becomes especially tumultuous when a narcissist discovers that you have unequivocally completed this final discard and have no intention of returning. Unexpectedly, the narcissist is confronted with a reality to which they rarely come close, one in which they have no control and their primary source of supply has severed connections. This realization has the potential to elicit a variety of unforeseen responses and actions. Discuss the subsequent state of disorderliness that frequently ensues in such circumstances. Narcissists may potentially undergo a profound sense of loss and rejection, which can elicit intense emotions beyond their capacity to manage. Emotional distress can present itself in a multitude of ways, including futile endeavors to re-establish dominance through manipulation, outbursts of anger, or, alternatively, an act of apathy intended to obscure their inner turmoil. Comprehending these dynamics is of the utmost importance for individuals who have carried out the final discard, as it enables them to devise more effective strategies for bearing with the turbulent aftermath. Subsequent sections will examine in greater detail the precise behaviors displayed by narcissists when faced with the ultimate decision to discard, and will also discuss methods for protecting one's well-being throughout this arduous time. Therefore, remember to subscribe, like, and share this video with anyone who might find this information helpful. We can emerge stronger from the complexities of coping with narcissists by working together. Narcissists exhibit a deficiency in both discernment and anticipation, specifically concerning your fatigue resulting from their mistreatment. They remain oblivious to the possibility that you may eventually awaken and become weary of the repetitive mistreatment, which would effectively convert your life into an ongoing nightmare. Their approach is predicated on persuading you of your vitality. However, the profound realization that connections have been severed can induce a reaction that verges on psychosis. In this context, the term psychotic is employed to refer to a range of behaviors demonstrated by the narcissist, which vary in accordance with their position along that spectrum. Commencing a final discard is akin to metaphorically submerging an individual while wearing scuba gear. Akin to the challenges a kinked or entangled cord may present for a scuba diver, the narcissist is now confronted with the imperative need to resolve the entanglement due to your decisive action. Their authority over you, or their figurative oxygen supply, is in jeopardy. This is accomplished through severe cord kinking or by positioning one's foot on the device, thereby interrupting the oxygen supply. Comparable to the aforementioned situation. While I earnestly wish that no one ever subjects another to that, I'm emphasizing the equivalence nonetheless. The narcissist's supply is vital to their existence, comparable to oxygen. Their daily navigation requires this supply. Therefore, they must proactively pursue it each day. Upon inducing the final discard, these individuals become engrossed in a profound obsession, ultimately relinquishing control. The power is not with the narcissist, but rather with you, the one with the wisdom to heal. You, in contrast to the narcissist, can listen to God and seek His counsel. This power is inaccessible to narcissists, who are an exceptional breed of insane and unintelligent due to the fact that they never recover from their disorder. After you declare your intention to withdraw, the narcissists engage in relentless attempts to seduce you, behaving as if your refusal to permit them to do the same constitutes an offense. Particularly when interacting with a volatile narcissist, exercise caution. When you reach the irreversible point of departure, recognize your adversary, the narcissist's temperament, and take precautions. Obsession is the instinctive reaction. The narcissist desires you. Initially, your desire for them may not be apparent. While they may appear indifferent at the time, it is merely a pretense to shield their ego. They fear that if you were to witness their vulnerability, it would indicate that your words have an impact on them, notwithstanding their pretense of indifference. When an individual declares their departure with the explicit intention of not returning, the narcissist is profoundly affected. They profoundly experience the vacuum that is left behind when you sever all connections and conclude the story with a conclusive "the end." Anticipate a surge in electronic mail, text messages, and phone inquiries. They may even appear at the entryway of your family, attempting to communicate with anyone associated with you. Certain users may provide testimonies in the remarks section regarding their personal encounters with these foolish people and their erratic conduct. When children are involved, navigating a relationship with a narcissist requires a heightened awareness of the possibility of exploitation and manipulation. Parental alienation, a pernicious strategy that many recognize, assumes a more malevolent form when the narcissist's authority is challenged. Suppressing their dominance with the end can intensify their endeavors to isolate one's children from one's presence. Motivated by an extreme need for control, this strategic maneuver may result in severe repercussions, potentially driving the individual to the verge of institutionalization or a psychological breakdown if their meticulously built support network collapses in the face of your opposition. Comparable to chess with the lives of others, the narcissist operates with each move calculated with great care to satisfy their insatiable ego. But when you firmly and unequivocally say no more and sever all connections, they are confronted with the harsh truth of their loss in an overwhelming manner. This ultimate rejection not only compromises the carefully constructed facade of invincibility, but also inflates their ego with an overpowering sense of shame, an emotion they earnestly endeavor to evade. They find themselves inadequately equipped to confront the vulnerability that is currently being exposed. In order to contemplate this critical course of action, one must give self-protection top priority. Disseminating this vital information to individuals who may be experiencing comparable circumstances enhances the combined endeavor to liberate oneself from the snares of narcissistic manipulation. Reclaiming your authority by dismissing the narcissist with finality causes them to be bewildered and ill-equipped to handle the sudden disruption. Be mindful of your own well-being and request the assistance of those who comprehend the complex dynamics at play throughout this procedure. Recognize that you are not alone as you commence this perilous voyage. Your inner fortitude resonates with others who have traversed a comparable trajectory due to their shared experiences. Conquering challenges while maintaining solidarity emerges as an effective instrument. May you all discover wholeness and healing as you navigate the turbulent waters of severing ties with a narcissist. May serenity perpetually accompanies you until our paths recross. Hello, esteemed individuals. In this video, we shall delve into the intricacies of the narcissistic ego in order to discern the consequences of liberating oneself from their deleterious sway. However, prior to delving into this captivating investigation, please ensure that you click the subscribe icon. By participating in our community, you will be the first to receive additional insightful information regarding how to interact with narcissists. We are united in order to provide mutual assistance as we navigate the intricacies of these relationships. Dispel the fallacy that severing ties with narcissists will not result in any negative consequences. Although I cannot speak for all narcissists individually, I will offer some insightful commentary. Remember to provide your insights in the following comment section. Collectively, we shall explore the complex realm of narcissistic dynamics. Your decision to end the relationship with a narcissist hurts them where it stings. Their journey is far from peaceful. Rather, it resembles a turbulent sea of emotions. Please understand that my intention in stating this is not to force you to reassess your decision or to suggest that you try them again. Without a doubt, not at all. Remember that you withdrew due to the suffering that they inflicted upon you. Let us proceed directly to the core of the matter. You've been through a great deal with a narcissist, including issues with trust, boundary violations, and an overall difficult time. For this reason, you declared, "Enough is enough." Walking away requires bravery. It is a decision that must be made in lieu of the suffering that they have been inflicting. Now is the moment to embark on a voyage of introspection and recovery. The aforementioned behavior of narcissists, which appears unexpected, is truly astounding. Worse yet, when you drop the bomb that you're severing ties and refusing to communicate, they appear completely surprised. Akin to altering the password to one's existence, this action is imperative for personal welfare. Upon coming to the realization that you are truly absent, a considerable number of individuals experience an emotional ups and downs as they struggle to accept the fact that you are no longer contributing to their lives. It is a process, and certain individuals become quite preoccupied with your absence. It must be insane, right? Initially, they respond to the separation as if it were nothing significant. They approach it in the same manner as a typical separation, perceiving it as a minor setback from which they will recover. However, reality strikes with great force. As they comprehend the gravity of the situation, they come to the realization that you have indeed departed. It is difficult for them to comprehend that you have in fact departed. Subsequently, a blame game ensues. They become enraged and begin to assign blame, asserting that you never genuinely cared about them. They are indignant, speculating on how you could have abandoned them, drawing parallels to individuals who have previously abandoned them, and expressing their profound emotional anguish. One noteworthy observation is that certain narcissists may not have completely discarded their emotions for you simply because they are pursuing new relationships. A complicated situation has ensued. Even though we have all moved on with our lives, old sentiments may still linger at times. We commence a fresh endeavour while continuing to reflect on previous flames. Emotions of longing and nostalgia infiltrate our interactions, even as we forge new bonds. The same holds true for specific narcissists. Individuals hastily pursue fresh romantic partnerships in an attempt to conceal their repressed emotions. However, these buried sentiments stick around, tainting their new love narratives and murmuring about unresolved matters from the past. Mastering the complexities inherent in interacting with narcissists is akin to navigating a labyrinth filled with bewildering detours. The enigma is rooted in the fact that their behavior is paradoxical. When it seems as though they are quickly moving on or exhibiting a profoundly unaffected expression following your departure, the reality is considerably more puzzling. It emanates from a deep well of suffering. Nevertheless, the purpose of this disclosure is not to entice you to return to the evil that you have deliberately opted to abandon. Remaining steadfast in your decision, resisting the temptation to reassess, and maintaining a prudent distance are the explicit objectives. They experience a tempest of emotions upon realizing that they are truly finished: confusion, regret, and ultimately rage. The outburst of ire functions as the impetus for a series of irrational and vengeful deeds. Their relentless pursuit is evident through their ceaseless attempts to establish communication, unannounced visits, desperate messages, and a deluge of phone calls. Simultaneously, they devise a contingency plan and proactively pursue a substitute in the event that your return continues to elude them. They enter a state of erratic obsession motivated by the fear of irrevocable loss, which simultaneously prepares them for a new relationship or a new target. Navigating the complex nature of narcissists necessitates tact, given their remarkable capacity to evade accountability while displaying an astounding absence of remorse. Any declarations of progress following your departure ought not to be misconstrued. Deep within, they possess an earnest desire for your reappearance and are prepared to employ any means necessary to re-ensnare you. Their fixation has the potential to reach concerning proportions. If that fails to alleviate the situation, prepare to face an imminent tempest of furious rage that can actually present a threat. As one considers ways to depart from such a turbulent partnership, the sagacity of a discreet departure becomes apparent. Introducing disruption into the delicate balance of their environment could potentially plunge them into a state of instability, rendering a covert retreat the most judicious course of action. Their meticulously constructed world begins to unravel when you decide to escape, leaving them bewildered and destitute. Their reaction to this unanticipated turn of events, which was not part of their grand scheme, may be a hostile lash directed at you in an attempt to assign complete responsibility. It is imperative to recognize that although their accusations may contain a speck of veracity, maneuvering through such a turbulent circumstance can be exceedingly difficult. Prepare to be awestruck, as circumstances may rapidly escalate, demonstrating their proclivity for excessive detail-oriented behavior, which you are presumably all too acquainted with. Following your departure, specific narcissists may experience a precipitous descent into depression. Individuals might express themselves using phrases such as, "I'm contemplating drastic actions due to my extreme sadness." It is of the utmost importance not to confront such alarming statements isolated. Conversely, consider contacting a mental health hotline or requesting a wellness assessment. Participating directly in the situation could unintentionally render you a target. Therefore, it is advisable to delegate management to professionals. Preserve safety above all else at all times. Although demonstrating empathy is praiseworthy, it is crucial to maintain composure, particularly when seeking aid. The narcissist's reactions may become capricious and potentially hazardous when their world implodes. Priority should be given to assuring the safety of all individuals involved, notwithstanding the authenticity of their emotions. It is imperative to clarify that while their words may appear sincere, this does not necessarily imply permanent and authentic transformation. It reveals their deep attachment to you and a fear of solitude the majority of the time. Upon mustering the fortitude to convey your choice to separate, they may respond with an intensity that has the potential to escalate significantly. When one's safety is in jeopardy, it is critical to involve the appropriate authorities in order to safeguard one's welfare and protection. Co-parents should anticipate the possible manipulation of children into further complicating matters. This severe reality, sadly, cannot be disregarded. It is crucial to give utmost importance to your safety and well-being throughout this process. As this crucial discourse draws to a close, remember to click the subscribe button to receive future updates. Demonstrate your appreciation by liking and subscribing. An abundance of invaluable insights awaits, ready to enhance your intellectual voyage. Ensuring your well-being and happiness continues to be our utmost concern. Check the description below for a hyperlink to a complimentary book that provides a more comprehensive exploration of the subject matter addressed today. An additional option for individuals seeking customized guidance is to schedule a one-on-one consultation. Your active involvement and dedication to improving yourself are greatly valued. Until the next time, proceed with caution, maintain your agency, and persevere towards a more promising future.